Now, when we run the NVIDIA dash or underscore GPU.bat, what happens is that we'll have a window open. The Windows command prompt will open, and it will start the process of opening up ComfyUI. Now, once it's opened up, once it's finished the installation process, and because we pretty much had nothing to install, it was just starting up, it won't take very much time. But sometimes when you have installed something, it may need to do further downloads, and it may take quite some time to actually start up. Once it opens up, we'll have something that looks like this. This is the default. So I just click load default, and it brings up this default window. Notice that it has got a load checkpoint window, and in the load checkpoint window, it has actually got Dreamshaper 8. It's that file that we downloaded. So this is the reason why we had to have that. It makes everything work properly. If we hit Q prompt, this button here, it actually starts the diffusion process, and it doesn't take very long at all. Now, this is Stable Diffusion 1.5, and it is much faster than Stable Diffusion. It's much faster than Stable Diffusion XL, and Stable Diffusion XL is faster than Stable Cascade. So the speed will ultimately depend on how powerful your graphics card is. Now, this process here is not one that we're going to be using, but it does basically show you almost everything that you need to know about how the software works with the Stable Diffusion or Stable Cascade. Stable Cascade is quite a lot more complicated. What I want to do now is to show you how to install what we call the manager, because right now things look quite different from the views that I showed you of ComfyUI in the past. And what I want to do is to show you how we install the manager, and also how we install the Workspace manager. Now, over on GitHub, there is what's known as a custom node. It's basically an extension for ComfyUI. It's called ComfyUI Manager, and it is managed by, I think, Lieutenant Dr. Data. And it's basically someone who's a third party who created this package that allows us to install this window inside of ComfyUI. It's known as a custom node, and it is so powerful that I think it's one of the most useful extensions. So normally it's the first one that I install inside of ComfyUI. We come up here, come to the big button here, click on the little triangle, and then we come to the web address here. The web address is basically the location of this particular project, and we copy this. So we just click copy URL to clipboard, and then it gives us the little tick. Once we've done that, we can then go into Windows. And inside of Windows Explorer, we come to the ComfyUI Windows Portable folder. We're going to go, let me just sort this by name. We go to ComfyUI, and let's sort this by name again. And inside of ComfyUI, we go to custom nodes. And inside of custom nodes, we do something which you may be very familiar with, or maybe this is the first time you've ever seen this. We come up to here, and then I'm going to type in CMD, short for command. We hit enter, and what happens is that we get a completely new window, which is going to be exactly at the same address as the window that we typed this in at. What we want to do here is to input the web address that we earlier copied. But before we do that, we type in git clone, then we paste the web address, and then we hit enter. And what that will do is that it will clone that project into the custom nodes folder. And you get this little indication of things downloading. Now, the other window, the one for Stable Diffusion, or for the one for ComfyUI to be more precise, this one is actually still open. And what you'll find there is we've got the web address. When it first opens up ComfyUI, it will print the web address that you need to go to. So you can actually click, I think it's control click, to open up this page inside of your browser. But it should open up automatically by default. And if there are any errors or if there are any messages about what's happening inside of ComfyUI, they will show up here. So I actually did quite a few prompts. I ran about 4 prompts inside of ComfyUI, and you can see the details of those prompts here. If there are any errors, you will find an indication of those errors inside of this window. So you can see here, we've finished the installation of the Comfy nodes, or not the Comfy nodes, the ComfyUI manager. It has completed. So what we can now do is to go back up here and, well, we've got ComfyUI still running. So what we could do here is hit Control+C. That will stop the server. We then terminate this, hitting yes. That shuts everything down. We come up to this folder again and we start again. Now that means that we've installed the ComfyUI manager, and it's going to take us back into ComfyUI inside of the web browser. Now it's going to start installing a whole bunch of stuff. That happens quite a lot when you've just installed a new package. And what you'll see is that things look a little bit different this time. Now, if you've still got the other ComfyUI window open, I would recommend shutting it down because it can lead to all sorts of conflicts if you've got more than one window open. And you never want to have more than one of these windows actually trying to access ComfyUI at the same time, because that just leads to a problem where they refuse to open up. They refuse to open up ComfyUI because you can only have one connection to ComfyUI at a time. So what I'm going to do is just to open up the other window with ComfyUI. And what we'll do is that we'll shut that down so that we've only got one window open. We only want to have one window open at any given time. Now that process that I just showed you of cloning the project inside of the custom nodes, that's something that you can use for, I think, pretty much any custom node inside of ComfyUI. ComfyUI uses the term custom nodes to refer to extensions or to add-ons or to plugins. As you can see, let me just go to ComfyUI here. The extension that we've installed, these are called nodes, and the lines connecting them are called graphs, or they're called noodles, whatever you want to call them. But as you can see, the ComfyUI manager is a custom node, but it's more than that. Let's click on the manager. We see this button here and the share button. Let's click on the manager button. You can see, whoa, this is one hell of a custom node. It is a lot of things going on here. And this custom node allows us to manage ComfyUI. That's why they call it the ComfyUI manager. It's a very useful node, and it's usually the first I install, but I want to show you how to use this, but I also want to show you how to do things the other way, the manual way. That's why I showed you how to install the manager manually using the git clone command. But we can use the ComfyUI manager to install other custom nodes. The other custom node that we want to install is this guy here, the ComfyUI Workspace Manager, and we can do that using the ComfyUI Manager. So to do that, we're going to go to Install Custom Nodes. We're going to click on that, and it brings up a huge number of different custom nodes that we can install. I definitely do not recommend trying to install all of these at the same time. I think it's much better to install just a few custom nodes that you really find useful for your own particular workflow. There's a filter here for disabled, update, installed, not installed, import failed, and we can also do a search. Now when we do the search, let's do the search for this guy here. So I'm just going to copy this, and this is another custom node by a completely different team. It's a fairly new one, very useful one, but I haven't got that much experience of using it, but it is very useful. So we'll just type that in there, ComfyUI Workspace Manager, search, and we see it here. If we click on this here, it will take us to the page that we just looked at. It's got details of the author, 11 Cafe, and it's got a few details of what the node does. It's quite a complex node. Let's install it. And what happens is that the installation process will be registered in the window here, in the command window. But we also get a message here saying installing the ComfyUI Workspace Manager. This will update once it's finished. and it may take a bit of time. So I'm just going to pause for a second. Once it's finished, we'll have these options here. We can uninstall, we can disable, we can try to update it. But what we need to do now is to restart. So I'm going to do that process of hitting Control or Command C in the command window to shut that down. Let's do that. Stop that. Enter. We can also hit restart here. It's not going to work because the server's down. What we then do instead, because it's not going to work now, is to just refresh the page. On my browser, we can just hit F5 and that will refresh the page, but there's nothing there because the actual server is not working. So we've got to restart the server. And boom, here we are. Now, what it's done here is it's actually recovered the old workspace that I was working with. This is the one that we had before, and it's got a message here which is saying that it's failed to find a couple of nodes. You don't need to worry about that. What we'll do is that we'll load the default, and we'll take a fresh look at where we stand right now. We have got the ComfyUI Workspace Manager showing up here. This is a very useful custom node, and it also has a models icon. We're not going to be using that for this particular project, but it's something I might take a look at in future. As I say, the custom node is very new and I'm still exploring it, but there's another way of managing models. In order to make some progress, what we could now do is to start installing the models for Cascade, for stable Cascade. But before we do that, I want to show you a method for opening up workspaces. And I want to show you the default method for working with workspaces, or what we sometimes call workflows. So this is a workflow inside of ComfyUI. If we click here and do that, that's changed the workflow. Nothing much has changed. It's just the way things look. We have a save image node here. So if we click on Q prompt, it will create a stable diffusion, and this is going to save this image, right? So that's basically what these nodes do. They all have a function, and things tend to run from the left to the right. The save image node is very easy to understand. Some of the other ones are really complicated. I'm not going to explain absolutely everything. We'll work in a different way to try to get you up and running without too much technical jargon. But the key thing I want to do here is to show you how to save these workflows and how to load them. You can see the big buttons there. We've got the save button, and we could say we've just saved an example workflow, and it just saves it inside of my Windows Explorer somewhere. It's probably going to be in the download folder. If we wanted to load that, we could click here, and it's going to open up a window that allows me to open up a workflow. The important thing that you need to understand here is that any image that we create inside of Stable Diffusion, inside of ComfyUI, will store its own workflow. So that image I just opened up, that image, this was the workflow. I don't know if we can actually make this run. Let's see if we can get this to run with Dreamshaper 8. Let's cue the prompt. It's giving me an error message because there's something that's not quite working here. Let's see. Okay, so it's recreating that image, and that's because every image you create inside of ComfyUI will store its own workflow. That's important to remember because that is the most useful way of opening up workflows inside of ComfyUI. Just open up the image, just drag the image into ComfyUI, or load the image using the load button, and you can recreate the image that you just loaded into ComfyUI. That's a really useful feature. Now, when we click save, what happens is that the save button will save what's known as a JSON file, and this JSON file will basically contain all the information to recreate this workflow. We're going to be using a different method for saving and restoring these workflows inside of ComfyUI, and that's what we're going to be moving on to next.